Deadpool 2 is still a ways away from hitting theaters, but that doesn't mean that fans have to wait to find out more about the highly anticipated film. With casting in full swing, details about the movie are gradually starting to surface. Here's everything we know so far about the upcoming Deadpool sequel. The returning cast. Ryan Reynolds will reprise his role as the titular foul-mouthed hero in the upcoming sequel, but he won't be the only one returning cast member. Miranda Baccarin, who played Wade Wilson's love interest, Vanessa will also make an appearance in the Deadpool sequel, as she recently confirmed to Decider. It remains unclear exactly how big her role will be or whether the movie will introduce her character's superhero identity, Copycat. T.J. Miller is also expected to return to his role as Wade's friend, Weasel. It also been confirmed that Colossus, Stefan Kapicic, and Negasonic Teenage Warhead Brian Haldebrand will again appear in the sequel, as will the punter, the cab driver, Karen Sony. A short Deadpool 2 stand will screen in theaters prior to Logan. A description of the brief clip has now leaked online. According to film, the stand starts off with Reynolds as Wade Wilson wearing a hooded sweatshirt to cover his scared face and listening to Call Me Angel from Deadpool. He spots a mugging taking place and runs to a nearby telephone booth to change into his Deadpool outfit. Only he can quite manage to quick change. As he struggles, a gunshot is heard and man is left dead. With no one left to save, Wade starts ranting to himself in typical foul-mouthed mirk with a mouth fashion and even picks through the dead man's grocery bags. Stan Lee also makes a cameo during the stand, complimenting Deadpool on his suit. The teaser ends with the text on screen previewing the sequel, Deadpool coming not soon enough. Cable will be the new adversary. As the post-credits stand of Deadpool made clear, Cable aka Nathan Summers will take over as the new foe to Reynolds' Merc with the mouth of forthcoming sequel. As the son of Cyclops and Madeline Pryor, Cable was sent to the future and trained to become a superpowered, gun-toting soldier with the purpose of returning to present day and preventing the apocalyptic future from ever happening. He and Deadpool first met in New Mutants number 98, with the latter was hired to kill him. As you probably guessed, the job doesn't go as planned to the end up in the feud. But though the two are opponents for a while, their relationship isn't all bad. The latter strike up in unlikely partnership in the team-up series that tasted for 50 issues. So with Cable, he's got such a convoluted past and such a convoluted original story that I think we're going to try to leave that, not mysterious. But there's a lot of twists and turns, cloning and all this stuff where you go, oh my god, how do we get that across in a 2-hour movie? I think we're going to distill him down to his essence. It will be authentic and faithful, but it's not going to include the 18,000 details. If you were going to read a Wikipedia page about Cable, you'd roll your eyes. Domino will play a key role. According to Collider, the movie producers are working on casting the key female role of Domino. As comic book fans know, Domino is a mercenary and a mutant with probability-altering powers, as well as exceptional marksmanship and hand-to-hand skill. The character is also known to have close ties to Cable, so it makes sense that she'd also be included in the sequel. Though a former offer has yet to be extended, Collider reports that producers have narrowed down their options for the part. Among the names on the shortlist are Lacey Kaplan, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Sienna Miller, Sophia Boutella, Stephanie Sigmund, and Sylvia Hoeks. Mackenzie Davis, Ruby Rose, Evie Hewson, and Kelly Ronbeck are also reportedly in contention for the coveted role. Atlanta star Zazie Beetz has reportedly nabbed the part of Domino. Reynolds himself seemed to confirm the casting by tweeting a picture of Domino spelling out Beetz' name. It will have a new director. Deadpool 2 will bring back most of its original creative team except for one key player, Tim Miller. The director who developed and helmed the first film was in Italy expected to once again serve as a director for the follow-up. However, he recently departed the project after reportedly having creative differences with Reynolds. Meanwhile, screenwriters Red Reese and Paul Wernick are still set to return to pen the sequel screenplay. According to Deadline, Devin Leach has now officially signed on to direct Deadpool 2. Leach, who's known for helming the cult favorite Keanu Reeves star John Wick, reportedly beat out a slew of other directional candidates like Drew Goddard and Magnus Martins for the job. It will poke fun at itself and other superhero sequels. One of the things that both audiences and critics enjoyed most about Deadpool is that it didn't take itself too seriously. It looks like that tradition will continue in Deadpool 2. According to producer Simon Kinberg, the movie will poke fun at superhero sequels just like itself. I think Deadpool 2 will comment on anything that's happening in movies. Today, especially in superhero movies, he told, the sort of glut or saturation of these movies are the proliferation of sequels is definitely something we'll play around with. And don't expect Deadpool 2 go all high budget just because the first one was so successful. We don't want 150 million to go make the next movie. That's not Deadpool. Wernick Todd Collider. Deadpool doesn't lift cities up into the air or battle aliens coming down onto Earth. That's just not Deadpool. The release date. An official premiere date has yet to be scheduled for Deadpool 2, but the team is reportedly aiming to start filming in early 2017. If that happens, the movie likely won't hit theaters until 2018. According to the Canadian production site What's Filming, the film is set to shoot in British Columbia beginning this January. If the report is accurate, that leaves producers just a few short weeks, a little under 2 months, to find a replacement director and finish the script and cast 2 major characters. Fox currently has 2 dates reserved for Marvel and X-Men related properties that year, March 2 and June 29. Whether Deadpool 2 ends up taking one of those slots still remains to be seen, but it's certainly possible if production goes as expected.